Hi everyone, welcome back to my card a day for 14 days Valentine / love cards. I am not sure which day this will go up. I'm kind of mixing them up here towards the end. So this time we're using Dahlia Days. This is in the mini catalog, January to June 2022, on page 35. It is a bundle. The bundle number is 157802. But if you just want the stamp set or just want the dies, the stamp set's 157799 and the dies are 157801, and there's beautiful dies you'll see in a minute. But if you're going to get both, which I strongly suggest, get the bundle and you save 10%, 157802. And here is the card that I made. So in these dies, we have some that are kind of hidden. One of the nice things is if you stamp this or this or this, or maybe it's this one. Anyway, yeah, not those, but these, if you stamp 2 of these and 2 of these, they give you 2 sets of those here and here. Okay, and actually they do give you 2 of the little flowers, but only 1 of the larger one. And then there's this beauty, which I see I missed getting a piece out. This is the brush tip that you can buy separate, and it comes with 2 of these foam mats, so you can roll them on. I forget about them, quite honestly. But I do use the roller, but and this tip, and this particular one is shaped like a little heart, so we're going to reserve that, and we may just use that, except oh, here it is. I almost just lost it. So some of the little petals or leaves, so there's, I see I missed more coming out, are shaped like hearts. I have to go over that a little better, but anyway, you get the idea. And we're going to leave them out because I've already die cut this part just to save time, but we're going to need the other one for stamping and so forth. So it's on a thick white cardstock. Now for this one, I used the 2021 to 2023 in color designer series paper in the annual catalog. So for each of the 5 in colors, you get 8 sheets of paper, I think. But there's 4 and 4, so there'd be 4 of this paper and 4 of this paper. Okay, the patterns, I mean. So this is soft succulent, which is what I used. So this in color has polished pink, fresh freesia, soft succulent, evening evergreen, and pale papaya. And I forget I have it. I didn't get too many of them, but I did get them. 2 of them, I think. The Regals in that one, or maybe I forget. Anyway, so that's what I used for this one. Now on this one, we're going to use a different sheet of paper. We're going to use this piece of paper, which is out of the Friendly Hello, which is part of a celebration bundle, free with the Hello Friend stamp set. And I don't have the stamp set right here, but here's the Friendly Hello paper. It's a celebration item, the paper and stamp set together, free with $100 in purchases from other areas. So, you know, for example, you could get this and something else, and you know, a couple other things, stock up on your cardstock, or get the in color designer paper from the annual catalog. It can be purchases from the annual or the mini or online. And through February 28th, then you're eligible for level 1 and level 2 celebration items. Level 1 being free with $50 purchases here in the US, and level 2 being $100 purchases in the US. I'm going to go ahead and glue this down. This is fresh freesia, so it's in the same color family. But yeah, I wanted to use that this time. And then but you could use this soft succulent if you want. So it's the same card. We're doing exactly the same, but just different paper. And because that's a different paper, I die cut this in Soft Succulent this time. This one I die cut in white, and I took my blending brush with a little bit of Fresh Freesia on and just blended a couple of the flowers, but you can see most of it is still white. Like there's a little bit of Fresh Freesia on there. We will still stamp the flowers in Fresh Freesia. So let's see, I had it this way. Now to put this down, we're going to get our silicone mat. We have these in the annual catalog. And I'm going to get a scrap paper, actually. I'm going to put this upside down. I'm going to squeeze just a little bit of our wet glue out. You don't need a whole lot. And just kind of dab a little bit onto your sponge. And then just dab it. You don't want to smear it because you don't want it to go through and get on the front of your item. You could try doing this with the adhesive sheets, but I kind of think that they may be a little too thick for it. I might need just a little bit more glue right down here on the bottom. Okay, that's good enough. And then we'll stick that, after I get it unstuck from me, onto our card. And we may have to touch up a few spots, but that's how I would do that. And let me put my glue away momentarily. Here, all right. One sec. Okay, now we have to do some stamping. We need to stamp 2 flowers. We're going to use Fresh Freesia. And also we need to stamp our sentiment, and for that we're going to stamp in Fresh Freesia too, but we're going to use Soft Succulent because we're going to use this for our sentiment and then 2 of these already. So I don't have these out already. My apologies. But there's our stamp, one of them, and the other one I'm going to use this long block. You could use one of these, except for this flower part here makes it a little wider. And then we'll also need our leaf. All right, that's all we need. So we're using this times 2, this times 2, this times 1. Oops, and sending lots of love. We need our love sentiment. We do, we do. It is a love card, and actually we're going to use, for the inside, you are beyond incredible. All right, everything's out. Should have had them out before. My apologies. Let's move this out of the way. Let's go ahead and stamp our flower. These are distinctive dahlias, and they just look so beautiful just by stamping them like that. And then we're going to stamp this. And now we're going to stamp. And by the way, this comes with a piece in it. At first I didn't take it out, but I do recommend taking it out. It doesn't usually show when you stamp, but it gets ink on it when you ink it up, and then it's harder to clean, so why waste ink, right? Now I'm going to do it like this. Tap, 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 tap. I just want to make sure I got good coverage there. Yes. And make sure I'm on my paper, but not on my dahlia. I'm just pushing straight down. Don't rock it. And then our sentiment. And I have a tendency to get this crooked, this particular one, for some reason. Let me see which way. Yeah, see, that's slanting down. So, and usually I go the other way. So I have to kind of compensate with this particular one for some reason by going up a little bit. Not too much. There we go. Perfect. If I do say so myself. So we can put our ink away for now. Well, our fresh freesia, excuse me. I might have said pale papaya earlier. Now the leaf, we're going to stamp on a scrap of soft succulent, which I thought I had here, but apparently I don't. So let me get a piece of that out. Soft succulent, here we go. And this should do. I'm going to stamp with soft succulent on soft succulent. And I'll just turn it. And I don't want them too close to each other so there's room for the die to get in between them. Let me just clean my stamps real quick. Oops, picked up some stuff that doesn't go with this one. Sorry, I hope you're having a great day, week today. When I'm making this, it's actually a Sunday, which is supposed to be my non-crafting day, but you know, stuff happens. I get a little off schedule sometimes and I'm behind on a couple things. All right, let's put our soft succulent away. So both of these colors are in the 2021 to 2023 in color family. All right, now let's get our dies out. And these are not even the same all the way around. I need my tape. There are some a little bit larger, wider, and I'm probably gonna have to twist it a little bit to get it right. There we go. But you want your die to be as close into the petals as possible. You're still gonna get some white, but maybe not quite so much. Let's get the other one. I don't know, I may have to do that second. Because see, the dies will butt up against each other. I'm not sure that's right, actually. Let's try one over. Nope, I had it right the first time, I think. No, I don't. I don't have it right the first time. See, they're not lining up. There, that's it. All right, let me get another piece of tape and do this maybe a couple times, otherwise it'll tear your paper. It needs to be sticky but not super sticky. I'm gonna go down this way. All right, let me tie cut those. Actually, let me do the leaves at the same time if I can. And I'm going to do the same thing. And this definitely will tear your colored cardstock too, if you're not careful. And I can do both leaves, I think, at the same time. Sorry if I'm down too far. Oops, other way. So then I'll only have to die cut this next. All right, I will be right back. I'm back with round one. You see that does tear it just slightly, so be very careful taking your tape off. And then this one. All right, now the flowers. More important that you don't tear your flower or your leaf that you stamped, right? And we'll put our tape down here because we need that for the next one we're gonna do. All right, two beautiful flowers. They got pretty good this time. Now we're going to do this. And then our die cutting will be done. Now this I found, get your top sort of lined up best, then try and line your flower up, and you're going to be off a little bit right here on this edge. I have found I can't quite get that showing no white, and I've tried it several times. So I'm going to go ahead and die cut that, and I'll be right back. Alright, we're taking this off now, and while I'm doing that, I wanted to give you one tip for the big die, this one here. And that is, I run this back and forth in my large Stampin' Cut die and emboss machine, die cut and emboss machine, and that makes things come out pretty easily. You see some of the pieces stuck in here, but they came out. Now also, when you first go to take it out, you're going to need a pokey tool, and you're going to have to carefully poke some of the end flowers, and then once you get it started, you can carefully peel it up, and then it'll start to come up from the whole thing. So you just have to be delicate with it, because it is delicate. It is a delicate detailed die. All right, we are actually done with our dies for now. Oops, it goes this way, Deb. I didn't do the little flowers. I thought about it because oh, I did have a piece of scrap. You could actually overlay your flowers on these flowers here, but I'll save that for another day. Alrighty, so now we're going to assemble, and I do have, I don't know if this is the same heart, but I do have a little heart over here. I think it is, because I don't see that one here anymore. Anyway, the first thing we're going to do is get our glue dots, and we're going to adhere this on the front of our leaf, right about where the stem meets the leaf, and that's going to go under like this, whichever part of it you want it to do. Make sure your glue dot's not showing anymore though. And then on this one, we're going to do the same thing, right about where the stem meets the leaf. And we'll put that on this one as well, maybe like that. And then this we're actually going to have under the label, like that. And then this one we're going to pop up on dimensionals and put, maybe have it like this. And then we'll have a ribbon up here. All right. So let's go ahead, and for this, because this is, I could use glue, but I'm actually going to use Seal Plus, hopefully, and to put it down, just a couple little bits, and even a little bit here, and we're going to keep this here for placement, so we know where we want it, and right about there, I guess. And then we're going to put this down. I'll also use Seal on that. I did not bump the sentiment up, which is unusual for me, but I want to pop the flower up, and I don't want too much popped up. I have a little, it's good we're covered, oh there, a little piece of glue or something. You could put a little color on that, but I didn't feel like I needed it when it's stamped in what do you call it? Soft succulent. Sorry, just having a little brain cramp moment. All right, I'm going to put one on the leaf and one over here. These are our Stampin' Dimensionals, which I really like. Those and the minis. You could put another one on the stem there to help make sure it stays in place, but I don't think it's necessary. For once, I'm not overdoing it. And I'm going to turn this just the opposite way. On this one, I have the leaves go in the same direction. I wasn't crazy about that. And I have a little more green showing through. Now we're going to do our bow, and that's going to be in Fresh Freesia. And I thought I might have pre-tied a bow, actually. But maybe not. Maybe not. Sometime, oh, yes I did. I actually already tied one to save you. But this is the ribbon. It's item, it's Fresh Freesia open weave ribbon, 3/8 inch. It's in the annual catalog. And by the way, our annual ends on May 2nd. And things, as they start to sell out, if Stampin' Up! Decides not to carry them over, they won't be available all the way up till May 2nd, because they won't be able to reorder and get them in time, is what I'm trying to say, for some things. So be sure to get what you want now. I'm going to actually put this way this time, because I feel like I need a little something there, and I'm going to trim that down just a little bit. Right here, and right here. Is that even? A little more on this side, maybe. Okay. And I used my ribbon only snips. I reserved my paper snips from Stampin' Up! For ribbon only. These are also in the annual. Sometimes they go on what used to be back order or not orderable now. So you just have to watch. My case is getting a little, I need to clean my case. I use them quite often. So that's our ribbon. And then I use the, let's see if I can find them, 2021 to 2023 in color jewels. And on this one, I used just one soft succulent. And I used that little heart that we had out of the paper, remember? So we can still do that. I think this time I'm going to put the heart up here. And to put that on, let me get my Take Your Pick tool. Take Your Pick tool. I'm going to use the putty end, which, by the way, we sell. It comes with 2 putties in your initial purchase. And the Take Your Pick tool, last I looked, was only $10 US. And you get... That's all we need. It's just a tiny little dot. And make sure my heart is facing upward. And hold it down. There we go. You get 2 putty ends. You get this end, which also has a pointy end. And then you get a stylus end for curling your flowers, which I can show you just a second. I don't have one of those on my tool right now. It looks like I have 2. It only comes with one of these, but a small and a larger, medium size, I'd say, stylus end. And those are for when you make your flowers or want to curl anything. I forget about that sometimes. All right, I'm going to leave my glue here. Now let's see. I think this time I used a soft succulent. I guess I'll use that again. Let me see. Now let's use one of the few. Oops, where'd it go? Oh, it's on there. Fresh freesia ones that I have. That looks weird. Let me put a couple more on. They come in 2 sizes, but you know, I don't know. Alright, let's see where else we might want to put one. Maybe up here on this flower petal. Alright, I didn't really make my triangle very good that time, but no, well. Cute, right? Pretty. Now we have to do the inside. So those are also in the annual catalog, item code 155571. And all the items will be linked down below that are available as of this airing. And like I said, the annual expires May 2nd. So here's what we're doing on the inside. But this time, all I have is this scrap. So I'm going to probably trim that down. I'm going to cut this in half and put it on the top and the bottom. So let's do that. I use my scraps to do the inside a lot of times. So this is 1.5. So we need it to be 3/4 inches, roughly. Might not be exact. That looks a little, that's a 1/2 inch. All right, let's cut this down to 1/2 inch also. Because this looked a little crooked anyway. All right, so 1/2 inch each. I like that better for top and bottom. But before I glue them on, let's stamp our You Are Beyond Incredible in, let's use soft succulent this time because we have fresh freesia paper. I did it the opposite on this one. I stamped in fresh freesia because I had soft succulent paper. I just like doing stuff like that, you know, sometimes. All right. No, I moved it over a little off center, and I really didn't need to do that because I usually put my strips of paper down here. Oh well. Let me see if I am going to like that. Let's stamp it again more centered on the other side and see if I like it better. Yes, I think I will. All right. Close up our ink and glue these on, and then glue it in, and then we'll have our card made. All right. So I hope you are enjoying or have enjoyed this series. I enjoyed it. It's a lot of work to make all these videos. The making of the cards takes some time too, but that's the fun part, right? The videos and editing some of them that needed it, and uploading. For some reason, YouTube is taking really long to upload. Even the short videos take long anymore. Oh, not sure why I'm closing my glue. So I think this is a beautiful card if you are a purple lover, or purple and green. I am probably going to send the one I keep to a friend who happens to like these colors. So hopefully she'll enjoy it. Sending you lots of love. You are beyond incredible. I think that would be nice to send to a friend. What do you think? Or anyone that you love, right? That you think is beyond incredible. So that is our card for today. If you're interested in this card, please put the day number and that you would like the card for, put in the drawing for card day, whatever it is. I'm not sure because I'm mixing things up a little bit. And then you'll be put in the drawing that will happen on the 15th day, barring anything unforeseen. But the day after this series ends, I'll do a drawing for each day. Day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, you know, up through 14. If nobody wants a particular card, there won't be a drawing for that day. And if you comment but don't say that you want the card for that day, that doesn't count. I have to know that you actually want the card. I do appreciate those other comments too, so thank you for that. If I only get one person who says they want that card for the day, they will automatically get it and there won't be a drawing. But 2 or more, I'll do a drawing. Okay? Hope that made sense. And everyone, I hope you're safe, and please stay healthy as best you can. I know these days are troubling, but not only that, there's some crazy weather going on in various parts of our country, and I'm sure around the world. So do your best to stay safe, and hugs, love, and peace to everyone. Take care, everyone. Bye for now.